Today, in Parliament considers E-Levy passage. Let's take a listen and see how it goes.
Speaker, I'm pointing to our minister responsible for finance to rethink. The Speaker, in the last few days, I've read around and I've heard some of our colleague ministers saying that this tax is equivalent to digital service tax in somewhere in England. The Speaker, for the records, this is not a digital service tax. This is a tax on mobile money. UK do not operate a mobile money tax system. And nowhere in Europe do they charge a tax on mobile money system. So, Speaker, the tax that is before us is nothing but a tax on mobile money, period. And let it be accepted. Mr. Speaker, we are saying that we believe that there are two types of taxes. The first one is a direct tax, and the second one is an indirect tax. Mr. Speaker, when you come to domestic taxation, there's no any other tax apart from these two types of taxes. Direct taxes are taxes that are imposed on income, whether direct income or passive income. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, most countries, they have designed taxes in a way to identify new streams of income within the economy, and they've taxed them appropriately. I urge the minister responsible for finance to look at those areas and tax them appropriately. Mr. Speaker, since the country is moving and changing in terms of structure, there are new streams of taxes that we can tax them, and not to concentrate on this mobile money tax. Mr. Speaker, the other tax domestically that we can look for is what we call the indirect tax. Mr. Speaker, most economists call it taxation on consumption. And the consumption tax like VAT, like the tax on medium of exchange. Mr. Speaker, it will surprise you to note that no one taxes a medium of exchange or a store in value. Just like, Mr. Speaker, you cannot tax somebody for holding Ghana cedi. You cannot tax somebody for holding credit card. Neither can you tax somebody for holding a debit card. In the same vein, you cannot tax somebody for using mobile money account as a medium of exchange. No one does that. So, Honorable Minister, you've got it completely wrong. You've got it completely wrong. Mr. Speaker, simple terms, we all know that ordinarily, most of the Ghanaian traders uses mobile money account as their wallet for the purposes of keeping their working capital. Just like any other upstream trader will use their bank account for keeping their working capital. The petty traders uses mobile money wallet for the purposes of saving their working capital. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, this government, instead of targeting the upstream people, is rather targeting the ordinary Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat that the structure and design of this tax makes it a poor man's tax. You are targeting the poor man for no reason. How can you be that insensitive? How can you be that insensitive? Mr. Speaker, I am disturbed. For a simple reason that I cannot be part of a taxation that seeks to target the poor person. Mr. Speaker, we know the structure of our country. Why are you failing to tax the person holding credit card for the purposes of purchasing? Why are you failing to tax the person that is using checks for the purposes of transaction business? Mr. Speaker, why are you failing to tax the person holding debit card to transact business, but rather targeting the person using mobile money? Mr. Speaker, clearly, this means this tax is targeted at the ordinary Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, apart from that, we know that most of the artisans uses mobile money wallet for the purposes of their savings. On the street uses mobile money account for the purposes of savings. So if you tax me, you are taxing savings. Mr. Minister, you should be interested in people's saving because it is very beneficial to your economy. Rather, you are discouraging them from savings. Mr. Speaker, we also know that SNIT in particular has decided to use the mobile money service for the purposes of transacting their SNIT pension transactions. Mr. Speaker, sadly, when this bill passes, it will mean that you are taxing pensions, which is against our constitution. Which is against our constitution. The Speaker, let it be noted that we do not believe in this. The Speaker, another thing that is very dangerous in this legislation is the fact that we've been called upon to legislate a clause that seeks to tax individual bank transfers. The Speaker, if for instance I have a bank account and I've been called upon that, the Speaker, I am transferring money from my personal wallet, my personal bank account, to say my wife's bank account, or to say my own mobile money account. The Speaker, they are saying that they are going to tax me. The Speaker, my concern is that this simple means that you are taxing me for moving money from my back pocket to my front pocket. How can you do that? How can you tax somebody for moving money from his front pocket to the back pocket? The Speaker, this tax is simply not electronic tax. The Speaker, this tax for me is a digital pocket tax. It's a tax that is seeking to take money from your pocket digitally. So, Speaker, I would say that the right name that should be given to this tax is a digital pocket tax. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, I do not believe it. Mr. Speaker, today we've been told when this tax passes, probably, Mr. Speaker, my boy will be able to do that. Honorable members, I say this for a simple reason that this economy is suffering from what we call stagflation, coupled with acute debt overhang. And Mr. Speaker, the minister and the ministers from the Ministry of Finance have often said that this single tax policy is what will cure our sickness. Mr. Speaker, this sickness has become an endemic sickness, and I believe that this E-Levy alone cannot cure the sickness. I urge the minister to come with a comprehensive package in restoring economic stability and not to concentrate as if E-Levy is the panacea of our economic problems. So, Speaker, I do not believe it. And I say this for technical reasons. I've sat on these numbers night in, night out. And I can conclude by saying that I do not believe that this single tax policy will cure our problems. Speaker, we need a bigger policy initiative that seeks to address the major strategic importance that we are missing in this economy. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, to address the major structural differences, strategic differences that we have in this economy, and to address them properly. So, Speaker, let me say that this tax is equivalent to Akobam. We are saying that E-Levy, E-Levy, E-Levy. So, Speaker, everything is E-Levy. Mr. Speaker, to the extent that Honorable Ken will need E-Levy to be well. Every single person here will see E-Levy. Mr. Speaker, I have a back pain. Now they are telling me that I need E-Levy to fix my problem. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be the case. That cannot be the case. Mr. Speaker, growing up, there was a particular herbal medicine called Akobam. That cures everything. That cures everything. I never thought that we are going to have an economic policy that is equivalent to Akobam. Today we have Akobam in E-Levy that will seek to cure every sickness in this economy. The Speaker, let me conclude by saying that, and by repeating, that we in the NDC we are not against taxation. Mr. Speaker, we are against this particular tax. We are against this particular tax for a technical reason. And we believe that posterity will vindicate us. Mr. Speaker, it is nothing but technical reasons. Mr. Speaker, it is not personal. Neither is it is a sabotage not a sabotage against the economy. But Mr. Speaker, rather, we are pointing the government in the right direction. So, Speaker, if you look at the Hansa, I have often supported tax policies. And all of us, we have often supported tax policies that are progressive. But we do not believe that a tax policy must be designed in such a way that will target the poor person. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that the NDC's position is that don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. And we are going to vote against it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I am advised to give you 10 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this all-important revenue measure that we believe will help this nation and help us close our gap between our tax to GDP ratio. Mr. Speaker, we all strive for development in this country, but looking at our current tax to GDP ratio, there is no way we can move forward unless we do something about it. That is why we want to account means that the fear that mobile agents, money issuers, and banks and key assets in the value chain will be affected has also been taken care of. So that misconception too has been overruled. Nobody in that value chain will lose money, job, or livelihood, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, the 100 Ghana cedis cumulative transfer a day.
In the best interest of Ghanaians, and for that matter, Ghana in general, I'll plead with our parliamentarians to really digest this E-Levy passage and see what really will work best for the Ghanaian economy. Please, let's enjoy the various pictures or shots that were taken during the consideration of E-Levy in Parliament. Please, let's enjoy the various pictures or shots that were taken during the consideration of E-Levy in Parliament. Thank you. I'm just praying for the best of all debates that will drive our nation Ghana in the best direction so that we move forward as a nation. The following are certain personalities that took their turn as E-Levy was being considered. They are saying that the citizenry is being punished with tax, especially the minority. So what's your take? Well, we need to build this nation.
The principle of self-responsibility, the principle of self-determination always plays out. We have what we do that we call amidst or Pasapujuma in the Akan areas. In the Akobam areas, I'm told they call it Tarba. When I send 1,000 Ghana to my son in school, this government is proposing to take. First of all, he pays for the medication. If there is 100 cedi, he will pay a VAT on that 100 cedi. And when he decides that he wants to pay that VAT, that you government you are charging, you still want to charge 1.5% on that tax that the son is paying. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call lazy man's economics, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today, to production, Mr. Speaker, even before E-Levy is passed, they have already earmarked 242 million cedis as E-Levy transaction costs. You've not even seen your wife, and yet you've already bought a mattress and a mat ready to chop that one.
It's my prayer that every decision will inure to the good of the citizenry. There in your short, Minister, the Deputy Minority Leader, the Majority Leader, the Speaker of Parliament. It is said that Parliament has passed the E-Levy bill. Is it in our interest? Comment below. Do subscribe. Thank you for watching.